Hey Aquarius, thanks for checking out your love and romance reading for August 2022. This is for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to connect and see what messages are coming up here for you all over the month of August, or whenever you happen to stumble upon this video around love and romance. This is for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. We're going to also include the Venus folk here and see what's coming up for love and romance for the Aquarius collective. One more shuffle, and we're going to get right on into it, my dears. All right. Move you all just a little bit closer. And the first card coming up here for everyone is the Four of Cups. Now, Aquarius, this also came up for Aries. And it was the very first card that came up for them also. So maybe you have an Aries placement. If you do, might be a good idea to check out that love reading for August. I'll have a link in the description that will take you to the playlist so it's easier to find. Some of you could be dealing with an Aries, because both of you had the Four of Cups coming up as your very first card here. Now, Four of Cups, the feeling that I'm getting for Aquarius with the Four of Cups is I feel, Aquarius, some of you are discouraged because you don't like you have options. Like those of you who are single, you have options. There are people that are pursuing you. There are people that are interested in you, but you're not impressed. You're not impressed at all. Some of you feel, those of you who are in an existing relationship, you may be feeling Four of Cups in the way or in the sense that you're just kind of wanting more from your partner. And you might feel like they're kind of giving you bare minimum. Some of you have heard me talk about the Four of Cups. Those of you who watch the weekly forecasts that I do on the channel. Every week I do a weekly forecast where I talk about everything other than love. Because there's so many love readers on YouTube. Nothing against love. It's an important part of the human experience. But I just kind of try to just keep it open to other things and do a love reading once a month. So some of you have heard me talk about the Four of Cups in the weekly readings. That for me, the Four of Cups makes me think of what Rumi wrote about when he wrote about divine discontentment. Divine discontentment is when you look around you and you see people just having a great old time, having wonderful things happening for them in their life. And some of you, Aquarius, might be seeing this with the people around you in their love life. Like this person got lucky, that person got lucky, that couple looks so happy, they look like they're really thriving together. And you're just looking around and you're like, well, great for them, I'm happy for them, but what about me? Like, where's my lucky in love? Where's my, satisfying, fulfilling relationship? And so it's not like you're jealous. It's not like you don't want these other people to have what they have. You're happy for them, but you know that you deserve it too. You're like, these people aren't better than me. There's nothing about them that makes them more special. I am just as worthy as they are. Like, what about me? When's it going to be my turn? So Four of Cups for me is like you're realizing you're a child of God. You're a child of the universe. You're realizing that you deserve just as much as anybody else. And you're raising the bar. So Aquarius, with this Four of Cups, some of you are in a situation right now that you manifested this. The relationship you're in, you manifested it. If you're single, maybe you manifested, oh, I want to have choices. I want to have options. I want to be the person who's going to sit here and look and say, I want you. I don't want you. Like, you may have manifested this, but you manifested this at a time that your thinking was very limited. And you manifested very bare minimum. And now you're like, I want more, right? You like somebody that is faithful to you, someone who is with you because they like you, somebody who's not using you for your money or for a place to stay, someone who's not physically harming you. These are bare minimum things. Bare minimum things. And so some of you have manifested that bare minimum. Maybe you're bored to tears now, or maybe you feel like you want more soul or more depth, but you're realizing you want more than what you currently have. And that's okay. You can be grateful for what you have, and you can also realize that you deserve more, or that you are worthy of more. But this is where communication comes into play. If you are in an existing relationship, this person doesn't understand that they're just giving you bare minimum. You're going to have to really spell it out for them. You're going to have to tell them very clearly, look, I appreciate the fact that you're loyal. I appreciate the fact that you're contributing to the relationship. I appreciate all of the great things that you're doing, but I need a little bit more. And you have to tell them what that is. Those of you who are single and you have these people pursuing you, now is the time to raise the bar. You manifested this, you can manifest again, and you can manifest more. Add more ingredients to your little, manifestation pot here. What more do you want? You have bare minimum. What are the spices? What are the flavors? What are the seasonings? What are the layers you want to add here? You're realizing that you deserve a lot more. You manifested this, you'll manifest again. Next card coming up here for Aquarius is the Chariot. Who else did this come up for? May have been Virgo. I can't recall. You guys have to let me know in the comments. That way, look in the comments, and that way you'll know which other readings to watch if you're dealing with that sign, or if you have that placement. Now, some of you could be dealing with a Cancer, because the Chariot is the card for Cancer, or associated with the astrological sign. And so some of you could be dealing with this person, or if you have a placement, there could be big changes or big shifts happening for you in those houses or in those areas of your life that might be positively affecting your love life, or opening up the door, or meeting a significant soulmate. The Chariot is a card about choices and decisions. And you have to give yourself permission to want what you want. And you have to give yourself... I think it may have been Capricorn that had this card come up. So maybe some of you are dealing with a Capricorn. You have to give yourself permission to want what you want and to go for it. And so sometimes for me in my readings, the Chariot comes up because the person I'm reading for, you're looking for a sign. And you're telling the universe, I'm not happy in this relationship. I'm not happy with this person. Is this the person I'm supposed to be with? Give me a sign. Show me. Tell me. Am I supposed to stay with this person? Is there somebody else I'm supposed to be with? Bring me the person I'm supposed to be with. And now we have a problem. Now we're stuck. Now nothing is happening, and we're not happy. And we're just sitting around feeling bored to tears, waiting for something to change. The Chariot card, some of you have heard me say this, it makes me think of the quote by Ralph Waldo Emerson, when Ralph Waldo Emerson said, once we make a decision, the universe conspires to make it happen. So when I see the Chariot, your life lesson right now, the thing that you're supposed to be learning is that you have free will. You get to choose. You get to decide. You may have had so many lifetimes where you were powerless. Maybe you lived lives of where you were like a servant, or you were very low in the society class chain or whatever. So it was just kind of like you got what you were given, and that's it. And maybe you grew up in a household in this lifetime where it was like that. Maybe you were like the youngest and you got all the hand-me-downs, or maybe you were the middle child and you had to fend for yourself, or just maybe you were just like, you get what you get and you don't get upset, no complaining, you get what you get and just be glad that you got something. And you were never really given choices. You were never really given the sense or the feeling that you get to pick what you want. And this is what your angels and guides are trying to teach you right now. You are not powerless in your love life. You are not a victim of circumstance here. It's not like, well, I'm miserable with this person, but we're supposed to be together, so I guess I'm going to be with this person. No, if you're miserable, you can leave. You have the right to do that. If somebody is pursuing you and they're crazy about you, but you're not feeling it, you don't have to accept the person just because they're crazy about you if you don't feel that way about them. That person deserves to be with someone that's just as crazy about them as they are about you. They deserve to have that mutual. It's not a sign from the universe telling you you have to be with this person. The Chariot is telling you what you need to learn right now, Aquarius, is you get to choose. You get to pick. We have so many soulmates. And even when it comes to romantic soulmates, we have more than one romantic soulmate. You get to choose. Right now, you're choosing, you feel like you're rummaging through the clearance bin of DVDs at Walmart or the clearance bin at the thrift shop, right? You feel like you're rummaging through, but this is what you manifested, because you manifested when you were thinking bare minimum. Now you're awake. Now you realize that you deserve more and you can manifest more. The next card that's coming up here for you all is the World. Now we're getting into major arcana cards coming in back to back. So for me in my readings, when I have major arcana cards coming in back to back, it tells me big changes in a short period of time. Okay? And oftentimes these are changes where we're breaking out of past life agreements and contracts that no longer serve us. We're breaking out of karmic cycles that no longer serve us. The World card is like you're ready to be seen. You're ready to be celebrated. You're falling in love with yourself in a non-narcissistic way. You're comfortable in your own skin. You are loving yourself. You are ready to be loved. You're ready to put yourself out there. The World card also has a very specific message for me sometimes in my readings. We talked a lot about manifesting. And so the World card comes up with a really important message around manifesting. Those of you who are trying to manifest more happiness in your love life. Sometimes when we're manifesting, we do a lot of daydreaming. That's a big part of manifesting. When we daydream, we're creating our reality. We're putting out an order to the universe. But when we're daydreaming the things that we want, sometimes we have a tendency that we're seeing ourselves in that situation, but we're seeing like this really exaggerated version of ourselves. Like we're seeing this alternate universe version of ourselves that we think is like perfect, right? Like we think that's how we're supposed to be. So we're seeing ourselves, but we're seeing ourselves with these modifications that somehow we think we need to go through these changes to be perfect or to be the ideal person or to be healed. And this is where it gets challenging, because what you're basically telling the universe is, here's everything that I want, but I don't deserve this stuff until I'm this version of myself. So until I look like this thing that I'm seeing in my head, or until I'm acting like this person in my head, like once I'm this version of myself, then go ahead and give me the love life. Go ahead and give me the blessings. But I don't deserve it until I'm alternate universe version of myself. Well, now we're in a pickle. We've painted ourselves into a corner here. So when it comes to manifesting these things that you want, see them happening for you as you are in this very moment right now. Because you are just as worthy, just as deserving as you are in this very second, this very moment, as you are if you were this version of the person you're seeing in your head. Now, maybe you really want to make those changes. Maybe you're like, but Amethyst, I really want that for myself. I really feel like I'll be happier, or just, you know, like it'll be better for me if I'm this different version of myself. By all means, self-improvement is awesome. It's wonderful. You can still manifest that. But don't manifest these things together in a way where you're putting it out to the universe that you don't get to have happiness, you don't get to have love until you're this different version of yourself. try to see it happening for who you are now, in the way that you are now. And then work on manifesting this other version of yourself separately. Don't tie it in together where it's related, where it's like, okay, well, I can have all this when I look like this or act like this. So just my 2 cents there about that. Next card coming in for you all is the 5 of Swords. 5 is a number of changes. And I told you guys, major arcanas back to back to me are big changes in a short period of time. So 5 is giving us confirmation there are going to be changes. Now, some of you are going to find yourself, Aquarius, in a situation where maybe you wanted things to end amicably, or you wanted to just kind of phase out of a relationship and stay friends. 5 of Swords is telling us that's not going to happen, right? Some of you maybe are trying to keep somebody around as a friend, or because like you want to have the sense of like living is the best revenge. Like you want them around close enough to where they see you move on, they see you being happy. But the 5 of Swords tells us there may be an inevitable burning of bridges that needs to happen. Okay? This could be someone that they're not going to let you move on and be happy. Or they're not just going to accept just being friends. Like, they're going to keep pushing and pushing and pushing. And so you may need to have this hard boundary. You may need to cut this person out of your life in order to make room and space for this new love to come in. You know, for a better cup to come in for you. Some of you are trying to let somebody down easily, and that's not going to happen. Like, they're not taking no for an answer. So you may just need to full on, like, cut this person out. We're not going to talk. We're not going to be on social media together. You're not going to be on my social media. We're not going to be friends, because you may be letting this person know I'm not interested, or I don't want to reconcile, or I don't want to go out with you, or I only see you as a friend, and they keep pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing. Some of you are in a challenging relationship because you're dealing with someone that they might see you, like they might think that you can do better than them. So they may be pushing your little triggers so that you don't leave, you know, so that maybe like you feel like, you know, you're not so great, or you're not better than them, or you try to set boundaries with them, or you try to tell them like how you want things to change, and they don't want to do the work. So they start, you know, poking at those little triggers and making it like, oh, Aquarius, you're so demanding. Oh, Aquarius, you're so bossy. Oh, you're so needy. And then you're like, well, maybe I am being bossy. Maybe I am demanding. Maybe I am needy. And then guess what? Now they're off the hook. Now they don't have to do the work. Now they don't have to make the changes. And I think, Aquarius, those of you who have been in the situation, you're wising up to it. You see it now. You're like, oh, okay. I see what they're up to. I see what they're doing. And you're not gonna do it anymore. Like, you're starting to realize I'm not the problem here. Okay? So some of you are just deciding that it may be a time to burn a bridge, to let in something new. Or you're beginning to realize ways in which you're being triggered. For some of you, you have love coming in. But you have people around you. There may be like narcissistic family members or friends who don't want to see you moving on, who don't want to like live your life. So they may be saying things to trigger your insecurities, to shut down this relationship so that you push this person away. There may be somebody coming in and like, oh shoot, you know, Aquarius is about to be happy. Aquarius is about to, you know, be in this relationship. Well, you know, now I'm going to say whatever I can to make them doubt this person, to be suspicious of this person. And they may start putting poison in your ear, or making you second guess yourself, or making you think that something good is something negative. So be careful. You can use this as a gift in that you can take a step aside and you can journal about it. What happened? What was said? How did it make you feel? As far back as you can remember, when is the first time somebody made you feel this way before? Why do you think they did it? The person in the past, the person now, what are they getting out of it? What might be their angle or their reason for doing this? Write out a forgiveness and release to them. Write out a forgiveness and release to yourself. Anything you're cringing about, blaming yourself for, forgive yourself, release yourself. And then write how you're choosing to feel about the situation from now on moving forward. If you can do that, you're going to deactivate the trigger. And nobody's going to be able to use those triggers to manipulate you or to steer you. It's not going to have any effect on you. You're not going to feel guilty or embarrassed or obligated. And you're going to be able to confront the situation without backing down or without getting angry or blowing up. Okay? So this is a gift. In fact, 5 of Swords also came up for Aries. Some of you could be dealing with an Aries, or if you have an Aries placement, I strongly suggest you check out the Aries love reading for August, because you all have 2 repeating cards with them. Now, I said 5 was a number of change. 5 is also a karmic number where we're dealing with a karmic situation. And here we have 5 again. We have the 5 of Wands. Okay? So we have 5 being emphasized. We have 5 back to back. You're going to have a lot of big changes in your relationship and in your love life. And 5 of Wands following the 5 of Swords, this is power struggles. Aquarius, a lot of you are dealing with a person that just does not want to let you go. And there are some power struggles here. There's some like butting of heads. And so some of you are dealing with a person where you have no choice but to burn bridges. You're wanting things to be amicable, right? For some of you, this is maybe you're wanting your relationship and a certain friend or a certain family member to get along. This person's not going to let that happen. They're pushing you to burn that bridge. For some of you, it's an ex you just want to stay friends with. They're not letting that happen. They're pushing this. They're pushing this and pushing this. And it comes down to a power struggle. And so I feel like a lot of you are breaking out of something karmic. Some of you, this is energetic. Like where you've been doing cord cutting from a karmic person from the past. And you may feel them in your energy. They may keep resurfacing energetically and like trying to record you, and you may be feeling that. But the World card tells us that this is it. The struggle is over. You're breaking free. And you're going to be with the person that you're choosing to be with. You're not going to be with the person who is, you know, forcing themselves into your life, or who is guilting or manipulating their way into your life. You're not going to be with the person that you feel sorry for, or the person that's being very persistent and not taking no for an answer. You're not going to be with the person that other people are telling you they want you to be with. You're choosing who you want. So you're breaking free of power struggles. You're breaking free of powerlessness. And you're going to have the love life of your choosing. The person of your choosing. Not the person that there's this icky karmic, chaos around it. You're done with it. You're free. Right? All of this other stuff of being stuck and going back and forth, it's an illusion. Because you're free to disconnect from it any moment that you want and to say, I no longer entertain this. I no longer pay attention to this. It is not at all in my thoughts. It is not at all in my reality. I don't even see it. I'm so past it. I'm so gone. I'm not going to engage. I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to go back and forth. I'm not going to reason or logic or try to convince. I'm gone. I'm living my life. I'm doing my thing. And the moment you give yourself that permission, you're manifesting better for yourself. You may want to check out your moon sign, your rising sign, your Venus sign. If this is none of those, sometimes those might resonate more than your sun sign. If you would like to schedule a private reading with me, there's a link in the description of the video that will take you to calendly.com/amethystangelite, and you can schedule a private reading with me there. Don't forget to check out the weekly forecasts. I have those linked in the description. And I hope you all have a fabulous August. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. Hope to see you in the weeklies and dailies. Take care and be well, my dears.